But for example, the empirical formula of the simplest member of alkane series called methane, CH4, would be, yes, what it would be? Raise your hand. Very simple question. Please, one of you answer instead of me talking. Give me a break. Can you raise your hand? What will be the empirical formula of CH4? Yes, my dear students, there are 39 right now. Can anyone answer? Yes, please, Abdul Moeed.
1:4.
CH4, same. And what about Abdul Moeed? What about C2, the second member, ethane, C2H6? What will be its empirical formula? Yes, Abdul.
1:3.
C. Yes.
C1H3.
Yes. You don't have to say one. When it is one atom, you say CH3. Okay. CH3. Right. This will be the empirical formula for C2H6. So, young friends, you have also understood point 7. So it's so great that these are the questions which I'm asking are the questions of O-level past papers carrying 1 mark or in MCQs. So don't think that my teaching is only imaginary. It's very productive and very to the point and very mathematical. Not that I'm praising myself, my experience tells that. So young friends, don't think that यार मैं फिर मिस से समझ लूंगा स्कूल में जाके तो फिर मुझे समझ आ जाएगा बेटा जो फर्स्ट गो में समझ आती है ना बात और एक्सप्लेनेशन भी फर्स्ट गो की जो होती है ना दैट इज दी बेस्ट सो यंग फ्रेंड्स आई सेड you have to be patient for another 20 or 25 minutes and listen to me carefully with my Q's and A's. My dear student, now I come to the very important part, that is 8. And that is called structure formula. Now, young friends, in your 9th and 10th class, you have learned how to write the molecular formulas of various compounds. You have learned how to deduce the empirical formula and calculate of various compounds. For structure formula, you have done very few of them, containing only 2 elements like water. In a structure formula, you should know 2 things. The bonds present between the atoms, which atom is bonded with which atom in a molecule or compound, and also the angle, bond angle. For example, in water, you have learned, in water, the oxygen is the central atom, right? I'm drawing the structure of water. This is the structure formula of water. I think the bond angle is if you check it from your book, is 104 or 109 degree. Please check it from the books. So in a structure formula, I hope it's clear on the structure formula for water I've drawn, which from where you have come to learn that what are the requirement of a structure formula. The requirement of a structure formula of a compound, remember always the structure formula is of a molecular formula, not of empirical formula. You can't draw a structure formula of the simplest ratios. 2 things you should know, that which atom is bonded with which atom in a molecule and what is the bond angle between any 2 atoms bonded or 3 atoms bonded. Now here you can see the molecular formula of water was H2O. I'm just reminding you that we have done structure formulas of few inorganic compounds like water, like carbon dioxide. It's a linear structure with a bond angle of 180 degree. That is the bond angle between the 3 is 180 degree linear structure. So we have done some structure formulas like ammonia or HCl. We have done structure formula of few inorganic compounds containing 2 elements, not 2 atoms, 2 elements. We haven't done of sulfuric acid and nitric acid and sodium hydrogen carbonate and so on. That because that's not a part of your syllabus. Not that we can't draw, but that's not a part of your syllabus. For example, I'll just to enhance your knowledge, I'll draw the structure formula of sulfuric acid, which contain 3 elements. So please pay attention. Sulfuric acid has a formula H2SO4. sulfuric acid has a structure formula H2SO4. It has three elements, hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. Now, I'm drawing the structure formula. Sulfur is forming a double bond with oxygen, right? Then it is forming a single covalent bond with OH group, and then another single covalent bond with OH group. So H2SO, sorry, this is the bonding if I am correctly writing it. Yes, it has 2 oxygen, 2 hydrogen and 4 oxygen. It has 4 oxygen. So this is the bonding. Now here sulfur is having a combining capacity of not of 6 but more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. Oxygen 2, right, and hydrogen 2. This is the structure formula. Look, I am also getting little forgetful. But this is the structure formula of sulfuric acid, which is not a part of your syllabus, just I am telling you. You are only supposed to draw a structure formula in your inorganic chemistry of simple molecules containing 2 elements only, like water, like ammonia, like HCl, like carbon dioxide, but not containing more than 2, like sulfuric acid and so on. But this was just a revision for you all to give you enhancement of the word or term, sorry, structure formula. But in your organic chemistry, structure formula for every organic compound you study is mandatory. And it's very simple to draw it. It's very simple to draw it. Please, I want your 100% attention. My dear students, I want 110% attention right now, whoever is present. Because every word which I speak is of significance. Now the question arises, Ms. Siddiqui, I'm asking a question by myself, assuming there's a student sitting within me, that I have understood what is structure formula, but how can we do it for every organic compound? It will be pretty tough. Usually organic compound contain more than 2 or more than 2 elements. For alkanes, it's only 2 elements, carbon and hydrogen. For alcohol, it would be 3 when you'll study about them. Oxygen also, right? And likewise, but not too many. But still, what is the rule for that? Now, the rule I'm going to tell you, which I have not written right now in my notes, maybe in the end, when we come to next end point. The rule is, and which is a rule of convenience, that is, every element in an organic compound has a fixed combining capacity, not variable, as in your inorganic with different oxidation states. It's fixed and deduced from your periodic table. I'm writing it once again on my whiteboard. Carbon has a covalency of or combining capacity of 4. By that I mean it can form 4 single covalent bonds as it has 4 valence electrons. Likewise, hydrogen has 1. I'm writing it on the board. Likewise, halogens, group 7 elements symbolized by X. These are halogens, chlorine, bromine, or iodine, and so on, has a combining capacity of 1. That is, can form 1 single covalent bond. Oxygen can, in group 6, can form 2 covalent bonds, as it has 2 valence electrons available for bonding, covalent bonding I mean. Likewise, nitrogen 3, as it is in group 5, to reach to octet. It can form 3 single covalent bond, and your good sulfur has a combining capacity of 2. These are the mostly elements which we use in forming an organic compound, mostly, because non-metals are few in number. When an organic compound contains a metal also as organic salts, there you know the combining capacity of metals fixed from the periodic table. So there's no term as oxidation state or variable valencies in an organic compound. This is the first rule you should know. It means carbon, when I say carbon can form 4 single covalent bonds, which I have discussed in my first lectures, by that it means it can form one double and two single covalent bond if you're good at mathematics, or one triple and one single covalent bond. That's the maximum number the electrons can go in a covalent bond. There's no covalent bond with four. So it goes from single to double to triple. That's it. So you can mathematically manipulate the combining capacity deduced from the periodic table, the group number. This is the first rule you should understand, right? And the first and the most important, I think the first and the last rule. So when you show the bonding in a structure formula of an organic compound, you should not exceed the limit. Do not combine carbon with 5 single covalent bonds. Likewise, oxygen with 3 single covalent bonds, or 1 double and 1 single. Its combining capacity is maximum 2, which should be satisfied in an organic compound. So my dear students, after knowing this, when I read point 8, which says what? The structure formula is drawn. It is always drawn. It's not, you can't assume you have to draw it. You may not show the bond angles. Otherwise, the zigzag structure will come, because I have discussed already that the 4 single covalent bond with the central element carbon forms is at an angle of 109,28 degree, which I have discussed earlier. You can draw a 2-dimensional structure also, which is acceptable, 110 with the 90-degree angle, which I'll draw and give you practice of that right now. As I said, the last 10-15 minutes are most important of today's lecture. So don't leave the class. The structure formula is drawn from the molecular formula. I've emphasized on that. Not from empirical formula of an organic compound. And young friends know how to deduce the molecular formula of the individual member of a homologous series. That is with the help of general molecular formula or general formula. And the rules are as follows, please. Now I'm going to discuss 2 important rules, how to draw the structure formulas with my whiteboard of organic compound. For example, I'm starting with the simplest member of alkanes. All of you pay attention, please, because right now I cannot see what you are going to write, but once we meet in September, I'll ask you to come on the board and draw the structure formulas of the families which I'll teach you till 15th of September. Inshallah, the school reopens. Hopefully. The first rule is, for example, you're asked to draw the structure formula of the simplest member, methane. The very first thing you should know is the molecular formula. Now, after that, you know the rule which I have discussed, the internal rule, the covalencies, that is the combining capacity. The combining capacity is also called covalency. You know that carbon has a covalency of 4. By that I mean it can form 4 single covalent bonds with its adjacent atoms. May it be itself or may it be any other element. And hydrogen has a maximum combining capacity of 1. So here I am going to use my prudence, my wisdom and my common sense, which should be present in a student and a teacher together. I will take carbon as the main element of an organic compound and first write its symbol. Now I know that there's only one carbon, so I cannot connect carbon atoms by single covalent bond with other carbon atoms in this molecular formula, as there's only one carbon. So I'll move to rule number 2, Roman 2. Now I'll place the hydrogen atoms against the 4 electrons available for bonding. I'm showing them at an angle of 90 degree, which is not the actual, but we can use this. When you place them with 4, now I'm drawing the dot and cross diagram so that you better understand how the covalent bond is going to take place for hydrogen atoms with their valence electrons shown by crosses. Now if I join them with a single covalent bond, the structure formula for methane would be showing not the actual bond angle, otherwise you can draw the bond angle which I have discussed. Carbon form 4 single covalent bonds at 4 corners of a regular tetrahedron. So it will be a tetrahedral structure. But here I have drawn a linear structure with a bond angle of 90, which is acceptable. So this is the structure formula of methane. Likewise, I'll give you one more example. I'll give you at least 4 examples so that your understanding how to draw the structure formulas of alkanes become easier. Now again, going back to rule number 1, now the molecular formula is of ethane, the second member, C2H6, right? The first rule says, look at the first rule on the slide. I'll connect the carbon atoms of this alkane by single covalent bond. Why? Because single covalent bond is the functional group of alkanes. As I told you earlier, Ahmed Mukhtar also asked me a question that alkane do not have a, I hope Mukhtar is here in the classroom. So he's listening, if he's here. I said yes, because it doesn't have a functional group, because single covalent bond is its functional group, which is also present in other organic compounds. So it can be ignored. Now I'll join these two carbon atom by single covalent bond. Not necessarily that in a linear way. I can draw it vertical also. This is also joining. And this is called the carbon skeleton. That part of an organic compound which contain only carbon atom is called the carbon skeleton. Now here the carbon skeleton is a chain structure, not branch. Chain means not straight, it means having only two ends. Right? I'll further explain you the difference between the chain structure and a branch structure when I come to more examples. Now now I have joined them with a single covalent bond. Now I'm left with 6 hydrogen atoms. And each carbon is left with 3 electrons unshared. You are smart to do that. I'll now share 3 hydrogen atom each to each carbon atom. Now first I'll draw the dot and cross diagram so that your understanding once again become easier. As you can see on the whiteboard, I have drawn the dot and cross diagram. Now I'll put them in the form of bonds, 3 covalent bonds around each carbon atom with hydrogen atoms, and this becomes the structure formula, whether you draw vertically or horizontally. So my dear students, till ethane you have understood. Now I'm coming to the third member. I draw the structure formula till butane, which is also the requirement of your syllabus. Not that you can't draw with pentane and hexane. Now I come to propane. You all know the prop means 3 carbon. So when there are 3 carbon atom in an alkane, it will have double plus 2 more hydrogen atom, that is 8. 6 plus 2. CnH2n plus 2. Again, your mind says, let's draw the carbon skeleton, that is, let's join the carbon atoms by single covalent bond. One of the students drew it in a straight line from left to right and draw. Now I'm not drawing dot and cross. You can assume that a bond contains a dot and a cross. Now here I have drawn the carbon skeleton. Another student said, Mr. Nikki, is the chain means always straight? We know chain means with 2 ends. No. I give you an analogy of a snake. सांप की मिसाल लीजिए बेटा, वो भी एक चेन स्ट्रक्चर है, उसके 2 एंड्स होते हैं, एक टेल और एक उसका माउथ या फेस, जो भी कह दो तुम. But it doesn't mean that the snake always lies straight. Sometimes it is coiled, sometimes it is in a zigzag position when it's lying on the ground. So my dear students, chain means only with 2 ends, may it be straight or zigzag. For example, I can draw this carbon skeleton of propane like this. Right? I can draw it like this. Right? As I'm not focusing on the bond angles, I'm only focusing on the chain structure. So all 3 are chain. They are just repetition. Your choice will be our choice. You can't make a branch with 3 carbon atoms. A branch contains more than 2 ends, like a tree. So remember, this is not the branch structure. This is the chain structure of propane. Now we'll put the 8 hydrogen atoms according to the covalencies. This need 3 carbon atoms, the end carbons. The middle carbon need only 2 hydrogen atoms to be bonded as the electrons available, and the end carbon atoms need 3. Now you have also understood why we say CnH2n plus 2. The 2 hydrogen atoms are for the end carbon. because they need more hydrogen atoms than the middle carbon. This is the middle carbon atom, right? Likewise, you can put hydrogen atom against this structure, same 8. Do not exceed the molecular formula when you are drawing structure formula. Now we come to one more example, and then I'll open up the session for question answers. Great that most of you are here, and you have obliged me by accepting my request, and you know that this is useful. Now we come to butane. My dear, the last example I'm giving you. Butane, which has 4 carbon atoms in its molecular formula, but means 4. The hydrogen, according to the general molecular formula, will be 8 plus 2, that is 10. Right? Now we are going to draw the structure formula of butane. We have 2 options. We can make a chain structure which can be straight or zigzag. Let's make straight so that it can be bent, or zigzag, but 2 ends only. Now let's make a branch structure with 3 ends. We can make 3 ends with 4 carbon atoms, not with 3. So this is a branch structure. It can be below or above. So 3 ends, 1, 2, 3. Now we'll put the hydrogen atoms where required. This end carbons always need 3 hydrogen, sorry. And the middle carbons need 2 as the covalence is available. You can count it because you know carbon can only form 4 single covalent bond, hydrogen can form 2. Alkane contain nothing else, nothing more, nothing less than hydrogen and carbon only. So the end carbons have 3 hydrogen. The middle has, in this case, only 1. Middle can have less than 2. Sometimes middle doesn't even have 1 because all 4 carbon atoms are connected to it. So this is the chain structure. This is the branch structure of butane. We can't make any third. It will be a repetition. So there are 2 structure formulas you can draw. Therefore, 2 structure formulas you can draw. I've given you the notes on important point on the combining capacity in the end. Now I'll come to a very pivotal point, which I'll be discussing also on Monday. I've given you the homework only for revision. Now, very pivotal point, my dear students. If you remember my topic 1, where I gave you the definitions, there was a term called isomerism. Can anyone tell me the meaning of the term isomerism, please? I'm unmuting. Isomerism or isomers. Raise your hand, please, if anyone. Yes, Abdullah Mukhtar, please.
Miss, two
Ji,
organic
Janab.
compounds, with the same molecular formula but different structural formula.
वेरी गुड, शाबाश मेरे बेटे. अब ये स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मूला मैंने ब्यूटेन के 2 ड्रॉ किए हैं, सब देख सकते हैं ऑन दी कैमरा. आई हैव ड्रॉन 2 स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मूलाज ऑफ ब्यूटेन. प्लीज कैन यू ऑल सी? आई एम स्विचिंग ऑन द कैमरा नाउ. प्लीज, there are 2 structure formulas. Aren't they isomers belonging to the same homologous series?
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Butane can form 2 isomers. Yes, right? There are different structure formulas, but same molecular formula, C4H10. The structure is different. One is branch, one is your chain structure. So my dear students, organic compounds are large in number because of the concept of isomerism. Now these 2 both isomers will have same chemical properties. Why? Because they belong to the same homologous series. And we'll discuss chemical properties later. That is from Monday onwards of alkanes. The topic 4 is not still finished. We're still on topic 4. It will finish once we complete it, the alkane family according to the syllabus. So these 2 isomers of butane have same chemical properties but different physical properties. That's why they are different compounds. They differ. Even the compound differ by a small point or the small difference there is, they will be classified as different organic compounds. That is one reason for such a large number of organic compounds. I mean, if I give you a homework right now to draw as many isomers as for pentane, which I'll start on Monday, inshallah, you can draw 3 structures of pentane. Just to enhance your interest, since I can't see what you can write because our sharing is from my side, now I'll draw 3 structures of pentane. There'll be 3 isomers of pentane. C5H12, its molecular formula, pent means 5 carbon. So the first structure I'm going to draw is chain structure, which is not straight. Just to enhance, it will be zigzag, but contain 5 carbon atom in the carbon skeleton. Can you see the 5 carbon atoms? It's a chain structure because it has 2 ends only. One, this is the first end, and this is the second end. So it's a chain structure. Chain doesn't mean straight. Now you can put hydrogen atoms, 3 hydrogen atoms on the end carbons, and whatever required in the middle. You can see that I've drawn the first isomer of pentane containing 5 carbon atoms in the carbon skeleton. This is the first isomer of pentane. It's a chain structure. After erasing this, I'll draw 2 more isomers. Now please, the second, since I have a short, small whiteboard, so I'm erasing it. Keep it in your head. Now this is going to be a branch structure of alkane with 3 ends. Right? See the carbon skeleton? It has 3 ends, 1, 2, and this one third. These 2 are the middle carbons. Now I'll put hydrogen atoms. There'll be 10 again, not less, not more, because we have to comply with the combining capacities. 2, now 3. So this is one more structure, which is a branch structure of this alkane. That is, it's still pentane, but different structure formula, so it's an isomer. Now the third and the last we can draw, I hope you all can deduce. I'll put 4 ends in the carbon skeleton. You can see the 4 ends. I think all of you can see. So the picture is quite clear. 4 ends.
Yes.
Okay, my dear. Now I put the hydrogen atoms. On 4 ends, the end carbon will have 3 hydrogen atoms each. The middle carbon will have no hydrogen atom. This is the third one. I'm drawing it. The space is less. So again, the molecular formula is C4H10. These are the 3 isomers of pentane. They differ in their physical properties, but they have same chemical properties because of the same functional group, that is single covalent bonds. Now, the last point which comes in the mind of a student, which I'm assuming, that naming of isomers, you are only supposed to name the chain structures. That's a part of your syllabus, but not the isomers, the branch structure, sorry. All are isomers. The chain structure is one of the isomer, but you are not supposed to name the branch structures as it's not a part of your syllabus. But they do have name, which I'll tell you to enhance your knowledge only. It's not a part of the syllabus to name the branch structures of alkanes, only the chain structures, which you already know: methane, ethane, propane, and so on. Number 1 point, remember. Number 2 point, my dear students, as the molecular formula contain more carbon atoms, the number of isomers will enhance. Alkanes containing about, I think, if I'm correct, 9 or 10 carbon atoms can make isomers up to 74. Remember, isomer term is used when you can draw more than one structure formula of an organic compound, may it be an alkane. You don't use the word isomer when you can only draw one structure formula. For example, in case of methane, propane, and ethane, you don't use the word isomer. You use the isomer when you can draw more than two structure formulas of an organic compound. My dear students, I am little exhausted now. I hope you can understand. I think I've done a good job today. You have understood. If you have any question, the homework which I have given you for Monday is just to review with the help of textbook and notes, point 1 to 4, right, which I have explained you, my dear. On Monday, I'll see you and I'll check your homework, inshallah, today, previous homework, and you can see the marks grades which I'll give you. Have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Allah Hafiz.